My name is Bercem. I'm from the eastern part of the Europe, and already some quite long time ago, like as a young people living in under the capitalism, under the nation state in Europe, we were like for a long time, of course, like realizing how much this system it's oppressive to the people, to different groups of the people. So we were already for such a quite long time struggling for more equality in society. We were organizing among ourselves. So actually mostly 2015, when here in Rojava was like the 2014, sorry, there was a Kobane war. So we heard first time about like the resistance what took apart, and about the revolution, about also the new system which was starting to be built here, like in the way of like how the society is organized here, like a stateless society. And for us it was really something which was really interesting, because we were also like realizing how much the state is oppressive to us. So it was something which we start to research about, and each time getting more. And we were starting also like knowing about the ideology, about the philosophy which is connected to Rojava revolution. And in the later we were like finding out as such, like for example, like the women are like important also topic here. So we start to make a research, and after a while we realized that as an internationalist, as a people who organize, we need to know about more. Like we saw it like a historical moment, like that there's actually place in the world when people are organized without state, and where people like take the let's say their society, their life to their hands, and they want to organize themselves. So we felt somehow like a duty to come, like to know, and to like a historical moment which we like as a people who already organize, as internationalists, we want to take a part for. Before to knowing Rojava revolution, maybe we even didn't dream that we could live like in the society where wouldn't be state. So it was something really like let's say we had a like really idealistic also approach. No, we were like looking for some our like own also like utopia what we were already finding for, and like seeing it like in somehow like a dream coming true. Of course, coming here, it's have like it changed a bit from the beginning to the end, because we learn about like a lot of things what mean to be like really in like inside the revolution. What does it mean for the society? What does it mean for the people? Like how much big change like can like what does it mean to organize the society really? What does it mean to like organize among themselves? It was for us when we were coming, because we were also coming not like an individual, we were coming like a group of the people, like already people who come together and want to like support the revolution, want to learn and so on. And so coming here already, it was like some kind of like a really dream coming true, because like for us maybe, and for many people I think in European and like a Western context, like we are taught to be that we are like the system which we are living, it's only the solution. There's no like possible change. Like we are living in the moment that they try to teach us that we are living like in some kind of like end of the history. There's no more other way to like to evolve something. So like we have no more like different option, like us from the historical experience, like that we would change the system. No, so for us it was like something like really place in the world where like the society is it's organized in the stateless society, when the organizing of the society, like managing the society in itself, it's in the people's hand. It was something really big already. It was already something which give us a lot of hope, and gives a lot of hope to the people, because it's a proof that like thousands and million people can be organized in different way, in the direct democracy, in the like without the state bureaucracy, for example. That was the one point which was really important. And other point, of course, was the role of the woman in the society, because as similarly with the state, we can see like that in a Western context, we see like the women are already liberated, they are free, there's nothing like to change. So like actually it's also not true, of course. So we can see like how much through the system are in Western society and in capitalism, women like the body women is sold and everywhere in television, in the advertisement. It's really like let's say like how like the women can develop. Okay, so coming here actually it was like the proof of it. No, it was like already proof to see that like it's possible. It's like the different life, the possible more equalitarian life, possible like the role of the woman can be really much more progressive than we are taught in anywhere else. Like the woman can like play actually a leader or like in this in the society, in the public, let's say, environment. No, for example, like I think one of the most amazing and important point is like how women are actually like what kind of role playing in all different aspects, like for example in the military aspect, in the social aspect, in the political aspect, like with the system here which it's like called like the Hevserokati, so the co-chair system. So it's like actually the women have a place. It's like by the system already, by the like the organization, women have a place in every aspect of the life. Like it's very important. So like as you want, like as you want or not, the women like part of it have to be everywhere, which is like I think it's really something which we have like as a Westerners we have like, and the system which we are living, we have a lot of to learn from it. Like as they want to sell us that like the women are free, have access to everything. Okay, women can vote, they can work and so on, but in the way of like the women present in the politics, for example, I could say in the also in different aspect in the it's not true that they would play the same role. So here we can actually say like what does it mean when the women play like they can play their own role and they can be in the let's say more egalitarian position in the life. If you look in the history, like self-defense is such an essential point, no? Which like I mean like society and especially women where like it was stolen from us, like this like let's say the natural like natural form of like natural like characteristic of all alive beings, even plants, even everything, it's to be able to defend themselves. Like so each like a member of the each universe have some system to defend themselves, like people, animals, plants. So like actually if you look to the history, women themselves, they have been like totally put out of this. Like they have been like, if you look even like the state army, of course women play really, let's say like a side role. Like they don't have a like a real role that they could like they don't have access to be able to defend themselves. So for example, if you look here, like there was of course organized it like the only women fraction of the army, which like the women had actually the possibility like to organize like through their vision, through like the ideological vision, where women take a place also and be able to also defend their country and defend themselves, like have to access to defend themselves. And it's not only about the military, it's all about like if you look many, for example, many young women like here, for example, who didn't before the revolution, they didn't have access to the education. They were forced marriage like to really like young age, for example, 14, 15 years. So after the revolution, there was like a big, let's say, like a big step to the women liberation in the way that women could, like, through the re-education and also through the new system, they could start to educate themselves. They to start to think about it. What does it mean to like defend them country? They could like learn to read and have more access to the education, and also like to the ideological education also, and nevertheless like to be able to like in the war situation to be able to also to take a part, organize themselves, like develop and yeah, become like member, for example, of YPJ. So if you look, actually, if you look like the history, if you look on the Kurdish people, so like the oppression of the Turkish state for like last 100 years never stopped. Actually, it's like till when Kurdistan was divided like among the national states. Of course, like the genocide which has been like which has been done on Kurdish people, it's really like it's really strong, and it's really hard to see like how for like the Turkish state for like systematically and like physically and like culturally are like how to say, making the genocide on the Kurdish community, of a Kurdish nation. But yeah, if was it like if we speak about let's say since the revolution, of course, like the attacks also never stop, like never stop. It's maybe changed its form, like in the like open war, or in the like more hidden, like for example drone attacks, for example. Like of course there was like a last since it's almost 5 years, then actually already the liberated territory like Afrin, Girespi, Serekania was again taken by the Turkish states, and many people was killed. Of course, many people, like there was took part very big like a demographic change in the region, and since those regions also being occupied, like so many people, there was many people who was forced to leave their like houses, and hundreds and thousands of people who are placed in the refugees camp, who want to come back to their like Asian land and like defend their country. So since, for example, I would say like also the Serekania war, the Turkish attacks never stop. Like there's a still open front, there's a still open, even there were some like let's say international agrees, which like after they agreed that the war stopped, the attacks on the region would stop, but it never happened. Actually, it never happened. So there's all the time like let's say bombing going on, like the region, people are like kidnapped in the region which were occupied. Like you can see also like really openly the connection between Turkish state, because before, like let's say if we speak about the war about like the ISIS war, when like the YPJ they play very big role and like liberated the whole territory from the Islamic State. Now after like after the occupation of Serekania, Girespi, and Afrin, you can see the direct connection actually between the Turkish state and Islamic State, because like let's say the fraction of the Free Syrian Army and like the people who are now placed there, they are like, it's openly people who also were part of the Daesh. So it's like there's a lot of like proofs which you can see in the region, which like this connection. And so like yeah, so actually the war never stopped. Of course they're now like if you can see also like let's say the public attention to it, no, like it's a war, it's a genocide, it's a like drone attacks which are going to every month. People like civilian people are killed, like the villages are attacked, but still the like let's say the international attention, it's really less, like it's really silent, like we don't talk about it. It's something which is actually, if we think about it, like it's like if you would feel that also like the international hegemonies, at least like they wouldn't they really don't want that project like Rojava revolution would become successful, because it's as I said before, it's like a hope for like whole people. If is it like it's a hope for all the people who really like believe in democracy, who really believe that to manage our society, we need to take a part, that who believe that if we want to live well, everybody, we need to live more equality in society. We need to decide about our things. So of course, like if you look the system which we are living in, like in the Western world, it's something which yeah, it could cause like big changes to like in the heads, in the physical changes in all over the world. So of course, like also the hegemonic powers are not so happy about it, like that they would like have back the people to taking like the power to their hands. So I think this is actually one part of it. So like even like what is happening, like the attention of the public, it's really less, and like of course there's a lot of things happening all the time, and like the genocide of the Turkish state and the attacks are constant. Yeah. First, I would of course like call everybody, like I would call everybody to get more like in touch with the revolution, like more make research, also understand the ideology, understand the philosophy. Of course, like Abdullah Öcalan, it's also like let's say the leader of the Kurdish people. It's in the prison since 23 years. It's in the solitary confinement in the Turkish island, and like in really horrendous condition, of course. Like so, and it's also a philosopher and writer who like actually built up this system. Like he like being close in the prison, he was able to make amazing analysis about like the society what we are living now in the moment, and put solution like build up, let's say, democratic confederalism, and put like a concrete solution to the many social issues and many like organizing issues which are now really let's say like important in this moment. Because if we look also many times we struggle, we fight against him, but we till now like the current alternative to the, as we said, to the national science, to the capitalism, it was let's say bit weak. So what Abdullah Öcalan like through his writings actually was able to like offer alternative which can be like really useful for all over the world. So let's say I would also invite everybody to make more research, not only about the Rojava revolution, also the ideology and the philosophy which is behind it, which is really, and also the situation. Like if you look at the situation why like a philosopher, like a leader of Kurdish people, it's for 23 years in the solitary confinement. Like it's we can look that they're like the states are really afraid that this. They are really afraid that this kind of ideology, this kind of like ideas and struggle would get spread. Like there's a lot of examples. For example, that even if you look, for example, in Germany, even the word of the name of Abdullah Öcalan is forbidden to say. So if we speak about like democratic expression, that we like why it's like this, why states are so much afraid that this kind of like ideology, which is like democratic things, is like it's not saying nothing else that like how we could live better life, how we could organize ours, like how women can really get emancipated and take a part in the society, like things which are like propagating like direct democracy. And why is this name of a person forbidden in Europe to say in the open, like in the however. So I would like invite everybody, of course, like to make a more research about like the democratic confederalism and like understanding better like the system. And of course I would invite, if people have a possibility, and especially women who can come here and also take part in the even in the defense forces, even like in the Rojava, anyhow, how they can to, if they have the possibility to come, understand, take part and support the Rojava revolution. Of course I would invite to everybody to do it. So I would like to add also, so for any like a women, if we look Rojava revolution, we have to say that it's really international revolution. Like the amazing things actually about this revolution is so many different communities already in the place. Let's say like people from different culture and political backgrounds are living together already. Like all this system, all this also idea about democratic nation, as that the different community with their religion, with their culture, with their way of living can come together and live together to organize their life together. So even also let's say the Rojava revolution is really internationalist revolution. So women and young people and everybody is coming from so many different places, and us like already in the history, in different moment in different revolution in the world, women, of course, it was they play an important role. We can look the Spanish Revolution, we can look Algeria Revolution, like many places in the world, the women play like important role. So in Rojava Revolution, of course, the international women also need to play an important role. So it's let's say it's also I would invite every woman who can to also join YPJ internationally, because it's a place when we can meet, we can organize, we can you know learn a lot of things in the way of like to learn about internationalism, to learn about perspective, to organize together, to organize with the local Kurdish people, to live together, and to, of course, like, to defend this revolution.